Hey everybody, it's your girl Cece. Welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be a tutorial on this look that I am wearing right now. Another video for my Playing in Palette series. So in today's video, I'm going to be demoing this beautiful palette right here. I don't know if it's Huda Beauty or Huda Beauty. I'm gonna say Huda Beauty, but the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette. My thoughts on this palette, I am absolutely obsessed with this palette. This is my first ever purchase from Huda Beauty, and it's like I hate that I love this palette as much as I do because it's so freaking expensive. Oh my gosh, this palette was $65. $65. Like, I have never spent that much on a palette at all. So I was like, but it was my birthday, you know, and that was all I wanted for my birthday was that palette. So I did treat myself for my birthday. So when you open the palette, I took mine off, of course, but you know how you always have that little flimsy paper or whatever? This is what comes. I was like, okay, let's talk about presentation. You know, like, she actually duplicated the album art for that. So I was like, yes, I'm definitely not throwing away this paper. I'm definitely keeping it. So you have a really nice sized mirror, of course, and then the palette. Like, oh my gosh. These shimmer shades, like the one that I'm wearing on my eyes right now is this one, Dubai. Girl, you talk about pigment galore. Like, that is freaking pigmented, okay? So, and that's one swipe, no eyeshadow primer, no nothing. Like, are you kidding me right now? So I was like, okay, I can see why she charges $65 for this palette, because you get 18 shades, half and half. So you get 9 shimmer shades and you get 9 matte shades. And I don't know, like, I just really love these shades. Like, I can't say anything bad. The only thing is with the shimmer shades, and you know, pretty much anybody that has used Huda Beauty will say this, you know, with the shimmer shades, they're beautiful, they're pigmented and all of that, but for some reason with the formula of these, they just do not adhere to a brush at all. So you're definitely gonna have to take your finger, which you'll see in the tutorial, and just kind of pat it on your lid. But I mean, I don't mind doing that because the color payoff is amazing. Oh my gosh. Like, I wore this palette for the first time to my baby shower, and literally everybody was stopping me like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty, your makeup's so pretty, and was asking me what I used. It was this palette right here. So I would definitely highly recommend this palette, especially, you know, if you want to splurge or you just love eyeshadow palettes like me. I would definitely say to check this one out. So highly recommend this one. And she actually does have some smaller palettes called the Huda Beauty Obsessions that are maybe about half this size. I think you get like 9 shades, but there's like bright colors, there's neutrals, and I think those are like 20-ish. You want to try out her products, but maybe, you know, you just cannot justify spending, you know, $60+ on a palette. I would definitely say the Obsessions ones are just as good, and went on my lower lash line with that. So that's all I have on my face so far. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes with concealer. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. So I did my brows, my skin prep. The only thing different that I use with my skin prep is I use that Too Faced Hangover RX primer as my smoothing primer instead of the Wet n Wild one, but I still went in with the same Luminaire DV pore minimizing serum that I always use for my pores. So I just did that by L'Oreal. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering eyeliner. So I'm going to be using this Maybelline Master Concealer. It's the same concealer that I used in my last video. I actually really do like it. I like the coverage and everything. So I'm going to be taking a BH Cosmetics number 121 brush, and I'm just going to apply that. Okay, so I am going to set it, but I'm actually going to set it with the eyeshadow. In this video, I'm going to be using this palette right here. This is the Huda Beauty, or Huda Beauty, however you say it. Huda Beauty, Huda Beauty. I say Huda. So Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette. Like, seriously, how gorgeous is this palette? I absolutely love it. Okay, so I'm actually going to take Demure, this shade right here, and I'm just going to use that as the first shadow just all over, because it is a flesh toned kind of shade. My lid shade, I really want to use this bronze gold shade called Dubai, because I have not done a bronze kind of look in a while. Go in with Suede first as the first transition shade. And the brush that I'm using is another BH Cosmetics brush. This is a V5 blending. Next shade, I'm going to take this shade called Henna, and I'm going to apply that to the crease. And then I'm going to go in with this shade called Cocoa, and I'm going to apply that as well. I'm going to take this Anastasia. I'm just going to start blending all of these shades together. And now for the lid shade, per usual, I'm going to go in with my NYX Glitter Glue just to kind of prime my lids for the sparkly shades that we're going to apply. Morphe M166. With the finger, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to get a little teeny bit of the NYX Glitter Glue on my finger. I'm going to rub that in and start picking up this shade. So for the, because as you can see, this is very deep, vampy look, which is exactly what I was going for. So for my liner, I'm actually going to take the black out of the palette, and I'm just going to wet it with my brush, and I'm going to take this Morphe B11, and I'm just going to apply it with that and just do a super black smoky liner. All right, and for lashes, I'm going to be prepping my lashes for falsies with this Maybelline The Falsies Push Up Mascara, and then I'm going to be using the exact same lashes that I used in my last tutorial. These are the Ardell number 600, so I'm going to pop these on and I'll be right back. Right, so lashes are on. While that lash glue is drying, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my face. So the foundation I'm going to be using today is the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin foundation, and I am in the shade 50 Natural Babe. I'm going to be using my BH Cosmetics 113 brush. Concealer, because I do have a couple little spots I want to cover, I'm going to be using my Motives Quad in the shade Light, and I'm going to grab the second to the lightest shade. And then to set that all in place, I'm going to be using my Motives Pressed Powder in the shade Beige. And the brush that I'm using is a Wet n Wild powder brush. I'm going to be using this BH Cosmetics Forever Nude Sculpt and Glow. I'm just going to grab this middle shade for bronzer. For contour, I'm going to grab the contour shade out the palette and chisel out my cheekbones, top of my forehead, and the sides of my nose. For blush, I'm going to take this teeny tiny little sample that I got from Sephora. This is the NARS Blush in Orgasm. And for highlight, I'm going to take this Wet n Wild Rainbow Highlighter because I have not used this in a hot minute. I'm going to swipe across all the shades and apply that very, very lightly to my face. Okay, we're gonna switch to a different highlighter because I feel like that one, especially for it to be rainbow shades, that's like barely showing up on my skin tone. Okay, so I'm gonna switch to this Wet n Wild. This is Botanic Dream. Yes, girl, that's what I'm freaking talking about, because y'all know I like to glow, where you can see this glow in the freaking dark, honey, like. Alright, moving back up to the eyes, I am definitely going to apply some shadow on the bottom. So I'm going to start out by mixing together henna and sandalwood. Then just add a little bit of smokiness. I'm going to take a tad bit of cocoa. Then I'm going to take the Falsies mascara and apply that to my bottom lash line. Same pencil brush we used on the bottom lash line, we go back into that Wet n Wild highlighter, and I'm going to apply that to the inner corner. Also on my brow bone. And to set the face, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I'm going to take this, who is this by? I'm not sure. The brand name has rubbed off, but it's the lip and cheek pencil. It's in the shade Kiss. I think it's Bite Beauty, but I'm not sure. I try to look it up and link it below. And for lipstick, I'm going to take this Kat Von D studded lipstick in the shade Magic. So this is the completed look, you guys. Can you believe it? I'm wearing a matte lip. Like, I have not worn a matte lip in so long. It feels so weird to not have like that constant, you know, glossiness. So I don't really know how I feel about this shade. I mean, yeah, it's nude or whatever, but I don't know. I just feel like it's too light, or maybe if I would have used like a darker lip liner or something. I don't know how I feel about it. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this lip.